Hello, Kim Bader here. Wanting to just share some home buying tips with you, and just kind of I got my notes here so I don't get off track, because once I start talking, I tend to ramble, obviously. So I'll get right to it. Number one, have your finances in order. Okay, so get that pre-approval letter from the lender that shows the seller that you're a willing and able buyer, and that you are ready to go and serious about closing, and you know what you can do, and are ready to move. Plus, it lets you know where to look, what price range, whether too high or too low, and always assess what the lender approves compared to what you're comfortable with. Because I know when my husband and I have purchased our homes in the past, we were like, there's no way we can afford that. What the heck, And the lender would have lent it to us. So know where your comfort zone is, so that you can pick the right price. Number two, in making the offer, having your finances in order, that gives you buying power. It gives you credibility. Again, it shows that you've got your ducks in a row. And if there's multiple offers, then that seller is going to look at that and see, well, this offer, it's the same as that offer, but this couple or this person has their finances in order and they're pre-approved and they're ready to go. So let's do that and get it done. So it makes you more attractive to a seller too. Number three, I know it's hard. I know it can be hard, but look past the decor. So my past two houses before this house was beige. It was no reflection of me. That's why it's so important to me to help buyers and homeowners make a home their unique home. Because those two houses, I didn't quite have my style. I didn't know what to do, but we were also, by the time I did anything, we were getting ready to sell. And so it was all beige, and so people could look at it as a blank canvas. But you may walk into a house with lime green walls, and it's hard to envision your unique space, in that kind of environment. May have pink shag carpet. It's not, that actually happens. My parents, when they bought their dream home, master bedroom had pink shag carpet and pink walls and a pink bedspread. But that all changed. Paint, it's just paint. You can paint right over the color, make it your own. Make it your own style, your own color scheme. Whatever calms you in your home is the color that you can make it. It's a blank canvas. So paint can be changed. Carpet can be changed. Flooring can be changed. So it can all be changed. I have lists of resources to help you get quotes before you make an offer, so you know kind of what you're talking about with the changes that you want to make, and I can help you envision spaces differently. My creative background, I tend to look at things differently in spatial awareness and color, and so I can help you envision that space. Number four, if you have special circumstances, and you can't quite afford what the home is listed at, but you looked at it and it's the home that you want, write the seller a letter. You may have seen this tactic on HGTV. Just write the seller a letter and make your offer if it's a low offer, and that way if you're doing a lowball offer, it's not gonna seem as offensive to the seller. But tell them your circumstances and your situation. You just never know. I say this because my husband and I, our last home was our dream home at the time. It was in Pocahontas. We had some acres, about 11 acres, 2-story house, barn, above ground pool shop. Anyway, we lived there for 10 years. We had our daughter there. Well, I didn't have her there. We had her in the hospital and brought her home, but she was young in that house. So my agent told us the seller's circumstances. They were first-time home buyers. They offered the max that they could do, but they wanted the home, and it was close to his work, and they had a young daughter. I think she was about 2 or so, and it pulled at our heartstrings, because when we bought that house, the seller met us and kind of made the same concession, so we ended up selling it to them. So don't underestimate, kind of letting them know your circumstances if they're unique. Number 5, I know this seems basic, but use a realtor. It's not my own plug as a real estate agent, but use a realtor. I know with Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, it's easy to go online and think, oh, let's just, do it ourselves and download the paperwork and what all, but not using a realtor to avoid commission, you're losing out on a lot of services. You're missing out on the expertise, the available resources. They can get you quotes on changes you want to make, recommend inspectors, appraisers, pest inspectors, the necessary tests that need to be run, like radon, or if you see mold or things like that, we know what to look for. And plus, we kind of have the hidden real estate market. We kind of know what's going on, and we know sellers whose home they may have taken off the market, but they're still willing to sell. Or wouldn't you want to be the first one to find out when a home is posted to the MLS? And we have that knowledge, and we're working for you, so we're looking for your home. And I love to walk through with homeowners through their existing home and talk about what's working and what's not working. And that way, when I'm looking for a home for them, I'm considering that, and I'm looking at the space and seeing, how is it going to affect their functionality and their style and what their needs are at this point in their life. So there's many benefits to using a realtor, not just from searching for the home, but through negotiating, making the offer, and all the paperwork. Everything changes with the government and lenders and title companies and things like that, and we're kept up to date on that. We have to be. We have to stay on top of those things. So whether it's your first home or your 7th home, we're there to help you, and it may be different from each home that you buy. I know when we bought the home we're in now, it was totally different than the lending process now because of we bought this home in 2011, but some changes were made in 2015 to the lending process. So a realtor can educate you on those things. So be sure and consider the value of a realtor. And that said, I would love to work with you. I would love to help you find your next unique home. So I hope that you'll fill out the form down below, and I'll give you a free consultation. We'll talk about your current home, what you're looking for, and get your next unique space. So I hope to hear from you soon. Let's talk. Thanks.